Have you ever woken up with a new tattoo you don't remember getting? Sounds a little wild, right? Well, for ex-cop Michael, it's not just wild, it's his terrifying new reality. Imagine this. You're a disgraced former detective, haunted by a past you can't escape, trying to live a quiet life. Then one morning, you look in the mirror and there it is. A strange, cryptic symbol, freshly inked on your skin. You have no idea how it got there. A drunken mistake? A prank? You try to shrug it off, but an unsettling feeling gnaws at you. Later that day, you hear the news. A high-profile CEO has been murdered in a bizarre, ritualistic fashion, and when the crime scene photos leak, your blood runs cold. The killer left a signature, a unique symbol painted on the wall. It's the exact same symbol that appeared on your body. Coincidence? Michael desperately wants to believe it is. But a few days later, it happens again. He wakes up, another new tattoo, this time on his forearm. It's a complex geometric pattern he's never seen before. He tries to scrub it off, but it's permanent. A stain on his skin and his soul. Then the news breaks once more. Another murder, just as strange as the first. This time, a renowned scientist. The police are baffled, calling it the work of a phantom. But Michael knows better. He sees the symbol from the second crime scene splashed across the news. And it's a perfect match for the new ink on his arm. This is no coincidence. It's a pattern. A horrifying, impossible pattern that connects him directly to a serial killer. He's a walking, talking piece of evidence. Michael's life spirals into a paranoid nightmare. He barricades his doors, sets up cameras, anything to catch who's doing this to him. But every time he wakes up with a new tattoo, and soon after, a new body is found. The media dubs the killer the symbolist, and the city is gripped by fear. Michael, however, is gripped by a far more personal terror. Is he being framed? Is someone breaking into his apartment, tattooing him in his sleep, and then committing these crimes? Or is it something far worse? The thought is too monstrous to even consider, but it keeps creeping in. Could he be the killer? Could he be committing these atrocities in a fugue state? Some kind of sleepwalking madness, leaving himself clues on his own body. He examines his hands for any trace of blood or paint, his clothes for any sign of a struggle. Nothing. He has no memory of leaving his apartment. No gaps in his timeline except for when he's asleep. The police, led by his former partner and now rival, Detective Harding, are getting nowhere. Harding always resented Michael, and he's starting to circle closer, his suspicion growing with every new murder. Desperate for answers, Michael starts his own covert investigation. He can't go to the police. Who would believe him? Hi, I think a ghost is tattooing me with murder clues, or maybe I'm the killer and I just don't know it. They lock him up in a padded cell, so he uses his old detective skills to dig into the victims. He discovers a hidden connection between them. The CEO, the scientist, and the latest victim, a controversial artist, they were all part of a secret society years ago, a group dedicated to exploring arcane knowledge. And the symbols, they aren't random, they're ancient sigils, each with a specific, dark meaning. As he delves deeper, Michael realizes these aren't just murders, they're rituals. The killer is recreating a dark ceremony, and the victims are sacrifices. The tattoos appearing on his body aren't just clues. They're a map, a countdown. Each new symbol marks another step in the ritual. He starts to decipher their meaning, using forbidden texts he finds online and in dusty old bookshops. He learns that the final symbol, the most powerful one, is meant to be inscribed upon the person who completes the ritual, granting them unimaginable power. Michael's paranoia reaches a fever pitch. He stops sleeping, fueled by caffeine and fear, determined not to wake up with another mark. But exhaustion is a cruel enemy. He eventually crashes, and when he wakes, his heart plummets. There on his chest, right over his heart, is a new tattoo. It's the most intricate one yet. He recognizes it from his research. It's the symbol for the final sacrifice. He checks the news, his hands trembling. Nothing yet. The ritual isn't complete. He isn't the final sacrifice. So who is? Then it hits him. The secret society, the victims. He remembers a name from the old case file that got him fired. A name that was connected to all of them. It was a witness who disappeared, a young acolyte of the society who claimed they were dabbling in things man was not meant to know. Everyone dismissed him as a crank. Michael realizes the killer isn't just punishing the members of the society. He's finishing what they started, and the final piece of the puzzle is someone close to the investigation. He races against time, using the meaning of the symbols to predict the location of the final ceremony. It leads him to an abandoned observatory on the edge of the city, a place where the society used to meet. He arrives to find a scene straight out of a nightmare. The final ritual is in progress, and the killer, the symbolist, is not who he expected. It's someone he knows, someone he trusted. They've been orchestrating everything, using an esoteric drug to knock Michael out and tattoo him, turning him into the perfect patsy, a living red herring to distract the police. The killer reveals the whole plan. They were a victim of the society's experiments, left for dead and now seeking revenge. They plan to complete the ritual and ascend. And the final sacrifice? It's Detective Harding, who has just arrived, having tracked Michael there. The killer planned for this all along, to frame Michael for the murder of his own rival. A fight erupts in the dimly lit observatory. It's a desperate struggle for survival, with Michael trying to save the life of the man who hates him most, using his wits. And the last of his strength, Michael manages to disrupt the ceremony, turning the killer's own ritualistic tools against them. He incapacitates the symbolist, just as police sirens wail in the distance. The ordeal is finally over. In the aftermath, Michael is cleared, but he's forever changed. The tattoos remain on his skin, a permanent reminder of the nightmare he endured. He's no longer just an ex-cop. He's a man who has stared into the abyss and survived. He decides to use his unique, albeit horrifying, experience.